Alright. Hi dreamers and make-believers. In today's video, I am doing the books I munched in December. December was a pretty good reading month for me, and I enjoyed all the books that I read, some more than others, but still I enjoyed all the books that I read, so it was a very nice way to end off 2018. And one of them was the end of a series that I have been reading for such a long time, so it was so nice to get to the climatic, beautiful ending, and that is actually the first book that I read in December, which was Warstone by Victoria Aveyard, which is the fourth book in the Red Queen series. So still till this day, Red Queen is still my favorite in the entire series. However, I would say that this, Warstorm, is my second favorite book in the series. So because this is the fourth book, I'm obviously not going to go too deep into it, but basically the series on a whole follows the life of a girl called Mare Barrow who lives in a world where there are people with red blood like us and people with silver blood, and the people with silver blood have magical powers, and basically Mare Barrow turns out to be a girl with red blood, but she actually has silver abilities, and they are fantastic, and they are abilities that the silvers don't even have, and she ends up having to pretend to be a silver, and then, you know, obviously nothing goes to plan. So this was a 4-star read for me. There were so many highs and so many lows and so many moments where I didn't know what was going to happen or what I wanted to happen. There were some points of views, there were new points of views in the book which were really interesting to see. However, there was no point of view of a character that in the last book we got a lot of point of view from, so that was a little bit disappointing because I connected with her in book 3, so I expected to see her again in book 4, but she didn't have a perspective. However, 2 other characters did have a perspective, and it was nice to get inside their heads and see what was happening, especially one of them, because she actually gave an insight into what was happening in, we wouldn't know what was happening without her, and it was very intriguing what was happening. So yes, on the whole, a very great start to December and a official end to a great series, and I cannot wait to see what Victoria Aveyard writes next. The second book that I read in December was Rose Society by Marie Lu. This is the second in the Young Elite series. I read Young Elites about 3 years ago, so going into this I wasn't fully included or clued up on what was going on, so I did have to go and read a summary of the Young Elites just to refresh my memory, but it all came back pretty well. I gave Rose Society a 4 out of 5 stars as well. The only thing that makes me not give it a 5-star was the fact that for me, I found myself not really liking any of the characters, because I think I mentioned when I mentioned that I was going to read this book and that the first book as well, it's a very anti-hero book. There is no clear good guy and bad guy, there was no villain, and I wasn't invested in their lives. Like if something bad happened to them, I was like, ha, good for you, like, you know, you probably deserved it. And if something good happened, I was like, meh. So there's definitely things that I as I read it, I was like, ooh, I wonder what's going to happen here, and I wonder what's going to happen here. So it definitely made me want to keep reading, and I did want to find out what happened in the end, and, you know, the ultimate, you know, I was very plot. For me, I was very focused on the plot and what was going to happen next, but I found that I just personally did not connect with the characters so much. But I do highly recommend the Young Elite series if you do like anti-hero, dark kind of stories. And the third and final book that I read in December was Say It With Me, Mara! So yes, I read Elementals by Michelle Maddow as my indie pick of the year, of the month. What is wrong with me? As my indie pick of the month last year. So Elementals is a great start to a series that's about 2 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and it follows the life of a girl called Nicole Cassidy who moves from Georgia to New England, and she's not happy about that at all, except when she gets to New England, she starts discovering certain strange happenings, magical strange happenings, and she basically ends up discovering that she is a witch with abilities of her own. So basically, after discovering these new powers, Nicole decides that she's obviously going to have to learn to master them in order to function in society, and so she, you know, is part of this class, and there's a group of people in that class. She makes some friends. Some of them are unwanting friends, but you know, you kind of got to work together because there's only a certain group of witches in the school. So anyways, their professor, their magics professor, takes them to watch a comet one day, and that's when things start to change, and they find out about a prophecy and basically go on a very Olympian type quest to uncover the truth of who they are, and also to figure out what's happening in their world and how to hopefully stop it. I gave Elementals a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm really looking forward to reading the next one and getting a closer look into the characters because I feel like that's coming after now that the big main plot has been set up. It's a very straightforward and easygoing read, and I really enjoyed just seeing what was going to happen next. And that is all for the books I munched in December. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy this video, then please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you like all my other videos, then please consider subscribing. And until next time, I'll see you